Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's briefing on Thursday, the 1st of July. Right, we'll be quick and we'll go over to Colin for the weather first.
Okay, morning, folks. As I said to my deputy CFI, Jordan, the weather this week feels like I'm the Grim Reaper delivering bad news. And it's just a very strange outlook that we've got with an odd air mass. We'll run through what we think is going to happen and some of the things we're witnessing just today. Well, 24 hours ago, we thought this high pressure would be a little more sort of stable and settled over the UK and give us a nice day, but it's not progressed quite so quick. And we're still in this light northerly, northwesterly airflow over us. And that really doesn't change all day. There's a little finger of frontal cloud put on the chart here, and that may be related to what we can see on the sat pic. So quick look at the TAFs, give you an idea of what we're looking at. Bry's have been saying sort of various things over the day, but they're now few at 4,000 feet, but they were saying earlier scattered at 2.8, and Farnborough are now saying scattered at 3.5, and they were saying scattered at 2.8. So we think it's a little bit better than originally thought. Winds are fairly light. You can see Farnborough just variable a couple of knots. Most other places are the same. Heathrow were giving 334 knots, so it is a light northerly, northwesterly drift. Upper winds, you can see 290, 300, they're fairly light, 5 to 10 knots at most. So it is northwesterly drift over us for most of the day. Now the interesting bits, the sat pics. This is probably about half an hour old now. We're just watching the progress of this cloud over here. In here, we're also noticing that as we're getting some mixing already, things are starting to fill in a little bit, and that will be the picture certainly for the morning. But there's a sort of little tongue of cloud here that's slowly progressing its way down, and the infrared shows it better. This wodge here, we're just watching that and seeing where it's going to go, because that's certainly affecting our decision on task areas and what's likely to happen. Top Meteo and SkySight have not really picked up, or if they have picked up on it, they're varying their models all the time, depending on where it goes. Temperature-wise, it's already a couple of degrees warmer than this time yesterday, and I think we're working on around here 20 to 21 degrees in this area around here, and certainly out to the northwest. So good few degrees warmer than yesterday. Dew points, they're actually a bit higher than yesterday, but we can see by the dew points here that there's already some mixing taking place, and clearly there's some thermal activity out there, not very high, and the temperature has gone up quite steadily compared to yesterday. That's doing what it should normally do, about 2 degrees an hour. It'll tail off now, and I think it will steadily go up to about 21 degrees. Really, the interesting thing is going to be what happens to the dew points once we actually get some real thermal activity start. If they remain fairly constant at 12 degrees, you won't get a rapid rise in cloud base. It'll just be slow and steady. Normally, you'd expect the temperature to be going up, the dew points going down, and cloud base rising fairly quickly. But I think they're going to do what they did yesterday and just stay fairly static for a few hours, and then maybe go down a little bit. Plugging those numbers into the soundings, that's round here at 12 o'clock. We're getting just under 3,000 feet. Quite a large sort of solid cloud amounts in there. Looking at the Lark Hill as well, that was quite moist, about 3,500 feet. But I'm hoping the dew points will come away and it'll dry out a little bit, and cloud amounts will reduce a little bit during the day. by the afternoon, still got cloud amounts around here. And we're looking at late afternoon, round here, it going certainly pear-shaped by 6, 7 o'clock. We're thinking there should be possibly going to be some shower activity around here. It's not really showing up as any kind of frontal activity. We think it might be something to do with sort of sea air and a convergence line setting up around here and giving us showers. Further north and west into what we think will be the task area, by 3 o'clock, 3,500 feet, broken, scattered, cloud tops, probably about 6. So it should be okay. Looking at the ascents, the thermal strengths, 1 to 2 knots, folks, I think is all we're expecting today. There's not a great deal of instability in the air. So that's our thought on thermal strength, and Top Meteo are saying the same sort of thing. So hopefully going by 1 o'clock, up and around here, it's somewhere near 3,000 feet. And as the day goes on, certainly by the afternoon, in the task area towards Oxford and out to the west, it should be between 1,000 and 1,200 meters. The Top Meteo modeling doesn't seem to cope with the air mass that we've got and the cloud that's coming down. So it's a bit variable, but it is showing the showers here. And again, cloud amounts by sort of 1 o'clock. That's certainly scattered, little bits are spread out maybe. And then over the task area, cumulus in varying amounts for most of the day. Up till about sort of 5 o'clock, where it appears to go a bit wrong around us and to the south of us. And that's where the showers are predicted to be lurking. BBC didn't show it, but other forecasts were showing some showers down to the south and maybe down through the Somerset levels as well. So hopefully get something out of it today, folks. I think it's a bit of a sit and wait and watch. Henry, back to you.
Thanks, Colin. Okay, based on today's weather, there's a sort of high degree of variability and some uncertainty about how the cloud amount is going to affect the task area, which has been taken into consideration when formulating the task. So in each class, we have 3 tasks for you today. Open class task A is 204.3 kilometres. Start Lasham West, Avebury, Cheveley, Swindon West, and then back to ARP. A B task, which is a fallback to min distance in the same area, is 150.1 kilometres, starting at Lasham West, Reaver Hill, Ilsley, Swindon South, and then back to ARP. We also have a C task out to the west, 176.7 kilometres, with a start at Candover Church, Chilbolton, Sixpenny Handley, Chicklade, Montesfont Station, Andover South East, and then back to ARP. With the standards at 15s, we have a similar situation of an A class in the same area as the Opens A's, so task length of 186.8 kilometres, starting at Lasham West, Avebury, Cheveley, Swindon South, and then back to Airfield reference point. Your fallback task in this area on the B task is a min distance. It's the same as the Opens, so just take note if we do this task. All 3 classes will be doing the same. Start of Lasham West, Reaver Hill, Ilsley, Swindon South, and back to Airfield reference points. And then we do have another C task for you out to the west of 162.7 kilometres, starting at Candover Church, Chilbolton, Sixpenny Handley, Tisbury, Montesson Station, Andover South East, and then back to Airfield or reference points. Over to Colin for Airspace.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. And we've reverted to version 2 of the Airspace file. The reason for this is the parachuting, military parachuting at Rawton has stopped, so that is now no longer a penalty airspace. So let's see if I can move this on. No, I can't. I'll get Henry to do it for me. Right. Specifically today then, Compton Box is closed. Permanent penalty zones, Weston, Hinton, Langer, Chatteris and Odium ATZ. Additional penalty zones, Para Hold Sarum, Para South Cerney, Middle Wallop, drop zone, and Keevil temporary danger area. They are actually flying today. They flew yesterday afternoon. They flew their watchkeeper machine around there. I'm not sure they had full control over it because what it was doing looked a bit interesting. Anyway, additional warnings. Broughton's still closed. Advisory nav warnings. If you go down towards the southwest on the sea tasks, again, we talked about it yesterday. You are close to Solent airspace, and you're also close to Middle Wallop. And so what I'm just doing is drawing your attention to that, saying with a northerly drift, it is much lighter than yesterday, but you can still drift towards the Solent airspace specifically, so just be careful. There is some wing walking going on at Compton Abbas today. They say the airfield is operating normally, so it won't really affect you, but if you see someone standing on top of a biplane, they're not trying to get out. And that's really it from me. Thank you, Henry.
Thanks, Colin. That's airfield layout and finishing. So we have this, should be set up on 2.7, same layout as yesterday. Colin, do you have anything to say about airfield layout?
No, nothing different from yesterday, really. I'm picking up someone's. Turn your mic off, Henry, or someone else. Yeah, nothing to say on different from yesterday. Club operation will be from the north side going 2.7, and then we'll have the runway, and when we finish it's in from the west, landing 09. The wind's going to be light. Relights, if we have any, will be on the north side grass next to the grid, and then we can launch you directly from there. The club operation will be moved right away up to the Perry track, so the north side will be available for relights. It's a better option than the south side. It's smoother, and you can aerotow directly from there. So apart from that, Henry, nothing else from me.
Thanks, Colin. Okay, so finishing from the east again today. Again, please call 10K before the finish ring on 131.030. Minimum finish height today, 920 feet AMSL, or 300 foot above airfield level. Any questions? Mike, we had any questions in the chat? So no questions today. We will keep the Zoom open for a little bit after briefing finishes in case any questions do crop up. First launch, not before 1100, and last launch 1800. Next briefing will be at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, unless otherwise told different. Right, thanks. See you all on the grid.